Before I start, I want you to know something. I have never told this story publicly, not once, not to a podcast, not to a friend, not even to my own family, because the last time I talked about this, something happened, something that made me realize he was still listening, but I can't keep this inside anymore. So here it is, my truth, every word of it. 3 years ago, I was a completely normal 26-year-old, living alone in Portland, Oregon. Small apartment, quiet street, simple life. I worked from home, freelance graphic designer, which meant I was alone almost every single day. No co-workers, no office, just me, my laptop, and 4 walls. Looking back now, I realize that's exactly why he chose me. It started with something so small, so completely harmless looking, that I almost didn't notice it. I had a coffee mug, my favorite one, white, with a small chip on the handle. I always kept it on the left side of my kitchen counter. Always, without thinking, just habit. One morning, I came to make coffee, and the mug was on the right side. I stood there looking at it for probably 30 seconds, just staring. Did I move it last night? I couldn't remember, so I moved it back to the left and forgot about it. 3 days later, right side again. I lived alone. Nobody had a key to my apartment. Nobody had visited in weeks, but my mug kept moving. I told myself I was stressed, working too much, not sleeping enough, imagining things. Then my laptop history showed something strange. I hadn't cleared it, but someone had. 3 weeks of browsing history, gone. Just the last 2 days remaining. I felt cold, really cold, the kind of cold that starts in your chest and spreads to your fingertips. Someone had been in my apartment, used my laptop, cleaned the history, and put everything back so perfectly that I almost didn't notice. I installed a small hidden camera that week, pointed at my front door. I told nobody, for 11 days. Nothing. Normal footage, just me, coming and going. On the 12th night, at exactly 3:33 a.m., the footage went black, not off, not disconnected, just black, for exactly 47 minutes. And then, at 4:20 a.m., the footage came back, normal, empty hallway, like nothing happened. But when I walked into my kitchen that morning, my coffee mug was on the right side. Someone knew about my camera. Someone knew exactly how to disable it. And they still came in, because they wanted me to know. They wanted me to be scared, and I was. I went to the police, twice. First time they said, no signs of forced entry, probably just forgetting things, stress, anxiety. Second time, I showed them the camera footage, the 47 minutes of black. They said it could be a technical glitch, old camera, cheap brand. I wanted to scream. Nobody believed me, nobody. So I decided to find out myself. I started leaving tiny signs, things only I would notice. A piece of tape across my bedroom door, hair placed carefully across my laptop keyboard, a thin line of flour along the kitchen floor. Every morning I checked. For 2 weeks, nothing was disturbed. Maybe I really was imagining things. Maybe the stress had gotten to me. Maybe. Then one morning, the flour on the kitchen floor had a footprint in it, not mine. I wear size 10. This was bigger, and the tape across my bedroom door had been carefully reattached. Someone had entered my bedroom while I slept, seen the tape, gone inside anyway, and put the tape back, hoping I wouldn't notice. But they made one mistake, just one. The hair on my laptop keyboard was moved, only slightly, but moved. Someone had used my laptop, again, while I was sleeping 10 feet away. I was done. I packed the bag that morning and I went to stay with my sister. I didn't tell her why. I just said I needed company. 3 days later, I got an email. Unknown address. No subject line. I almost didn't open it, but I did. Inside was a single photograph of my sister's house, taken from across the street at night. Her porch light was on, her car was in the driveway, and in the upstairs window, you could see two silhouettes, me and her, taken the night before. Below the photograph, one line. It doesn't matter where you go. I dropped my phone. I grabbed my sister. I told her everything, right there, in her kitchen, crying, shaking. She called the police immediately. This time, they listened. They traced the email address. Dead end, fake account. They reviewed footage from her street. A car had been parked across the road for 3 nights in a row. Different car each night. Plates came back stolen. Whoever this was organized, patient, careful, and completely obsessed with me. The police assigned a detective to my case. His name was Morrison. Quiet man, serious eyes. He believed me from the first minute. He told me something that I will never forget. He said, in my 22 years on the force, someone had been living in my house for 6 months, sleeping there, eating my food, watching me every single night, and I had absolutely no idea. I need you to really listen to what I'm about to tell you, because when I first told this to people, they didn't believe me. My own family thought I had lost my mind. My doctor called it anxiety, stress, overactive imagination. But I know what I found. I know what was in that house, and no doctor, no family member, no anyone can tell me otherwise. 2 years ago, I bought an old house in a small town in Texas. 1960s build, cheap, quiet, just what I wanted. I lived completely alone. No roommates, no pets, just me and that house. The first week was perfect. The second week is when things started happening. Small things. Things I could explain away. Every morning I would wake up and my kitchen drawer would be open. The same drawer. Every single morning. I always closed it before bed. I know I did. But every morning, open. I told myself I was sleepwalking. Stress from the move. New house. New routine. Then one night, I got up at 2 a.m. to use the bathroom. The house was completely dark, completely silent. I was walking back to my bedroom when I saw it. The basement door was slowly opening by itself. No sound, no wind, just that door creeping open, inch by inch, in the middle of the night. I could not move. I could not breathe. I just stood there in the dark hallway, watching that door open. It stopped, fully open, just darkness inside. Nothing came out, no sound, nothing. I told myself it was the old house, old hinges, air pressure, something logical. I walked over, closed it, locked it, went back to bed, and lay there, staring at the ceiling, until morning. That was my first mistake. I should have left right then. The next morning I went down to the basement, fully, every corner, old furniture, broken shelves, dusty boxes, and in the very back, pushed against the wall, was a large old cabinet, heavy, dark wood, pressed completely flat against the wall. Something told me to move it. I pushed. It didn't move. I pushed harder, and then I saw it. Behind that cabinet, cut into the wall itself, was a door, small, no handle, painted over, but the paint was cracking at the edges. Someone had been opening this door, recently, from the inside. My hands were shaking as I pulled it open. Behind it was a small room, barely big enough to lie down in, and inside that room was a sleeping bag, used, still warm, a flashlight, fresh batteries, a water bottle, half full, not cold. Someone had been in this room hours ago. And then I saw the wall. Written in small, careful handwriting was a schedule, my schedule. Monday, leaves at 9 a.m., returns at 7 p.m. Wednesday, eats late, goes to bed after midnight. Saturday, sleeps until 11. I had lived in that house for 6 months. This person had been living there with me for 6 entire months, coming out at night, opening my drawers, moving through my kitchen, eating my food, and every night, while I lay in my bed sleeping, they were right there, below me, in the dark, wide awake. I ran outside and called 911. Police searched everything. The person was gone, vanished, like they knew I had found the room. But before they left, one officer called me over. Inside that sleeping bag, tucked carefully into a small pocket, was a phone. Old, cheap, one single app installed. My baby monitor app, the one I had installed in my bedroom 3 months after moving in, because I kept hearing strange sounds at night. This person had connected to it. Every single night, while I slept, they lay in that tiny dark room and listened to me. They heard me talk in my sleep. They heard me cry. They heard everything. The police never found them. The case is still open. I moved out that same day, left everything behind, and even now, 2 years later, in my new home, in a completely different state, every night before I sleep, I check every room, every closet, every corner, and the first thing I do when I move somewhere new is go straight to the basement. Every corner, every cabinet, every wall, because now I know something that most people don't. An empty house is not always empty.
I need you to understand something before I start. I am not the kind of person who scares easily. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in paranormal. I believe in facts. And the facts of what happened to me are the scariest thing I have ever experienced in my life. 3 years ago, I was living alone in Chicago. New city, new job, no close friends nearby. The kind of life where nobody really notices you. You come home, you eat, you sleep, you repeat. I thought that was lonely. I had no idea that someone had already noticed me. Someone had been noticing me for a very, very long time. It started in September. I came home late from work, around 9:30 at night. I stepped into the elevator, and taped to the wall inside was an envelope with my name on it. My full name, first name, last name, written in neat, careful handwriting. I stood there for a moment, just staring at it. I told myself it was nothing. Maybe a neighbor left it by mistake. Maybe someone in the building knew me. I opened it. Inside was a single piece of paper. One line, just one line. You wore a blue shirt today. I was wearing a blue shirt that day. My stomach dropped, but I told myself, people see each other in buildings. Someone noticed. That's all. I threw the letter away. That was my first mistake. October. I found another letter. This time it was slipped under my apartment door. Someone had walked up to my door, stood right there, and pushed it through. I picked it up with shaking hands. Last night you worked on your laptop until 3 a.m. You couldn't sleep, could you? I felt the room spin. Because the night before, I had worked until 3 in the morning. My curtains were completely closed. The only light in the room was my laptop screen. Someone had been watching me. Through the darkness, from outside, watching me work, watching me struggle to sleep, watching my every move. I called the police. They took a report. They said they would increase patrols. Nothing changed. For 3 weeks in November, nothing happened. No letters, no signs, nothing. I started to breathe again. I started to think it was over. It was not over. One night in December, I came home from work, and my front door was open. Not broken, not forced, just open. I always double-check my lock. Every single day, I grab the handle, I twist it twice. Every single time. My door was open. I did not go inside. I walked straight back downstairs, got in my car, and drove to a friend's house. I sat in their driveway, shaking for 20 minutes before I could even knock. The next morning I went back with police. The apartment was empty, nothing stolen, nothing broken. Everything looked perfectly normal, except for one thing. On my desk, right next to my laptop, was a photograph of me, taken from below. I was walking to work, morning light, coffee in my hand, completely alone. On the back of the photograph, written in that same neat handwriting, "This one is my favorite." I couldn't breathe. The police reviewed the building security footage. They found no unknown faces, no suspicious entries. But they told me one thing. On the night my door was found open, the main entrance security camera went offline for exactly 5 minutes. They called it a technical fault. I called it something else. I left that apartment the same week. Left everything behind, furniture, clothes, everything. New city, new number. Deleted every social media account. 6 months later, I got an email. Unknown address, 2 lines. "Your new city seems nice. The chair by the window looks comfortable." I had a chair right next to my window. I threw it out that same night, and I moved again. That was 2 years ago. I still check my locks 3 times. Every night, I still close every curtain, every single one. And sometimes, late at night, when the apartment is completely quiet, I wonder, is the email address still active? Is he still out there? And the thought that truly keeps me awake, what if he never stopped?